It is the tightest election result in Alberta's history. Danielle Smith's United Conservative Party has been elected in 49 ridings, Rachel Notley's NDP in 38. That is enough for a UCP majority, but the party has taken some big losses. Political analyst Lori Williams joins us again this morning with reaction and insights on these results. I don't even know how much sleep you've had, Lori, because I went to bed at 11 o'clock and you were still on the air.
I got a few hours.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you're with us this morning. Danielle Smith lives to see another day, but her party did lose some key seats. What does this mean for her and for the province?
I think it's important to understand that she lost about 20% of her seats, or the NDP gained about 20%. The NDP is up 15 seats out of 87 compared with last time. And the party is pretty deeply divided. So, I mean, some key cabinet ministers, 5 lost in Calgary alone. So, you know, it's a win, and they'll take the win, but it means there are challenges ahead, partly because of those divisions within the United Conservative Party. And I think on the national stage, there may be issues as well, because Danielle Smith is talking about fighting hard against Ottawa, but she doesn't have an ally beyond Scott Moe at this stage of the game. And it'll be a real test of her leadership to see if she can retain. We look back at the Conservative premiers in Alberta. Since Ralph Klein, and none of them have survived their full term in elected office. And so it'll be a real challenge for Danielle Smith between now and the next election to see whether she can maintain her leadership.
You know, taking into account those losses that you just spoke about, Smith acknowledged that many Albertans did not get the leader that they voted for. Let's listen into how she phrased it.
And just as I would like to thank the hundreds of thousands of Albertans who voted for the UCP today, I want to speak for a moment to every Albertan who did not. I want you to know that my oath is to serve all Albertans, no matter how you voted.
So how does this change things for Smith as she goes forward in her leadership now with a full official mandate as Premier?
Yep. So she said the right things, that she's going to try to represent all Albertans, but that's going to be a really tough task because there are deep divisions between and amongst Albertans, indeed divisions within her own party. The Take Back Alberta folks, if they're sitting at about 7 seats, which was what it was looking likely as last time I looked, that actually is more than the edge that she has for her majority. In other words, she needs 44 seats for her majority. Those 7 seats could really put a lot of pressure on her to move in a direction that isn't popular with mainstream Alberta. So that's going to be challenging internally, and then again, just some of the federal policies that she wants to oppose are going to be difficult for her to have much success with unless she has allies in other provinces, and that's not extensive at this stage.
And she did campaign heavily on those. She used her victory speech last night to issue a stern warning to Ottawa. I'll let you listen to that.
And as Premier, I cannot, under any circumstances, allow these contemplated federal policies to be inflicted upon Albertans. I simply can't, and I won't.
So what does the future relationship look like now between Alberta and Ottawa?
Well, I mean, I would hope that the Premier will stand up for Alberta on the things where it makes sense and it's going to advantage Alberta, but work cooperatively and collaboratively with the federal government where it does not. The real test is going to be on those policies that both she and Rachel Notley oppose, things like the cap on emissions. And that's going to be much more challenging because, as it stands right now, Danielle Smith is pretty isolated. As I say, she's got an ally in Scott Moe, but Manitoba and Quebec aren't interested in working with her, nor is Ontario, nor anyone in the Maritimes, as near as I can tell. So I think she can't simply say, you know, I won't let the federal government do things. Her only sort of option would be to challenge things in court. She's even during the campaign said she's going to fight the carbon tax, which is completely settled. It's in federal jurisdiction, and there's nothing that she can do on that count. So it'll be a test of leadership, whether she can find allies outside of Alberta. I think this actually means more challenges ahead for both Danielle Smith and Pierre Poilievre on the national stage. And Justin Trudeau's voters and supporters probably like this because they want him to fight more strongly for some of those climate policies that she opposes.
Lori Williams, thanks for your insights this morning. Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.